I'm Etha3 MCS, and today I have a video guys on the EMEK 100. Let's check it out. So I have this EMEK 100 right here. This is a hopper gun, and we're gonna do a conversion kit to turn your EMEK 100 into this MCS gun. Really basic, light setup if you want to use this setup. It should really cook in some of the options you can get. You can build your EMEK 100 into something like this right here. You can have internal air, remote line, handguard. Really nice setup. Next one here, gonna have this one is showing that you can still use your air at the pistol grip or run a remote line or an air tank as well. On this model over here, a full build DMR setup with a folding buttstock right there. And you can still use your air tank with this setup, give you a full rifle build. It should really cook on what comes with the gun. So basically, if you want to build something like this here, you're gonna get this kit. The kit will come with this trigger frame, the air valve, cover. That cover goes right here. And if you want to get this cover separately for your EMEK 100 or other setup, you can also get this cover as well separately. And you have the magazine release level, the spring, and the pin, and also the side cover. On this build, you're not going to need the side cover, but you want to keep this in case in the future when you get this body right here to convert into a full build. You want to keep the side cover so don't lose it. And that side cover goes right here on that setup. On the current build right now, you don't need it. The cover actually just go in this right here, just like that. So you're not gonna need this cover until later on if you're gonna do a full build. All right, gonna show really quick on how to build your EMEK 100 from this into this. All right, here goes. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take a barrel off. Nice and easy. Valve here, use a wrench to rotate it out and then take the whole thing out. Then you just pull the whole valve assembly off and then transfer this whole valve assembly onto your new valve body. Go into a stops. That's it, now your valve's built. All right, if you have your Etha3M, you can use this valve as well. You can see that your Etha3M has a little screw. Instead of having the turning thread version, it's just gonna go straight in and then slide over and then just align it, then use your wrench to wrench it in. Keep in mind they're two separate valves. It's not the same valve as the EMEK 100, so if you're gonna do it, make sure you get the appropriate valve set up on your kit on your Etha3M. That's it, now your valve's built. And then we're gonna take this cover off and then transfer the ball detent onto the side here. Use a wrench right here, take the cover off. The side right there. And then we'll take the cover off real quick, one out, and then we'll take the side out too. And then we need this ball detent right here. You're gonna need that right there, the ball detent, and then this ball detent. That's the two sides that you need to remove that out. All right. From there, transfer it over. One there, one this side. That's it. And then put this cover on. That cover fill the chamber, so now it can be ball can be fed from the bottom rather than the top. Put a screw back in. One each side. You're good to go. All right, next one we're gonna do, I'm gonna have you build this trigger frame. So this trigger frame, you need to build the magazine release. So this right here. So I'm gonna show you really quick here, a little tricky on this part. You're gonna have to get this little hook right here, it goes onto this little hole. All right, hole like that, and then from here, just like that right there. Drop it into this little latch. Okay, that's right there. And from there, just put the pin that we provided for you, align it, push it in. Use a little wrench like this one or anything you have, just push it in. It bottoms out, and that's it. It's all set in your trigger frame there. All right, next, we are gonna take this apart. There are two screws, one in the middle and one in the back. Let's take them out. Right there. And then take this other one off. you're going to reuse these screws. So we're going to just take them off right there. All right, one there and one in the middle, and then this whole thing comes apart. You're not going to need this anymore. Set aside. Now we'll transfer all the screws and all this component onto your new trigger frame. I'm going to take this back, little back right here, pull this out, and pop the back cover off. Same thing in front, pop it out, and set aside. Right there. Now we're going to remove the screws right here for the trigger frame. The 4 little screws right here. This is the part that holds down your trigger and your safety. All right, 4 screws out. Right there, there's the spring, your safety. Take it out. All right, now you have to remove this pin for the trigger. Just get a wrench and then push it out. Comes right out. Trigger out. Below the trigger, there's a little pin right here. The copper pin. Push it out. The pin comes right, and then get your trigger pin right here, the transfer pin. Now put it back into the new frame. Run a slot right there. Just drop it in, and this little pin right here. Put this pin in so that way that little trigger doesn't come out. All right, now we're gonna put in the trigger. Right there, and then put the pin back in, and then from there just push it down using a handle like this right here. Just go bottomed out and then just push it down. That's it. That's all you have to do. Now put your safety in. Make sure it's aligned. That's it. And now put your spring in, and then this little plate in the top right there. Now secure the screw back in. Another one right here. Right, and the last screw. And then from there, we just tighten everything back up and then transfer the valve and the regulator over, and that's it. That's what I have to do, and we're good to go on that side there. All right, secure everything down nice and tight. Test the safety, make sure move back and forth freely. All right, trigger is good to go. Now we're talking about the valve here. So there at the bottom here, there's a regulator and there's a valve inside. So we're gonna take out the valve. There's a pin here. You push this out. Valve piece, and then from the bottom, we're gonna take this area out using a wrench. There are 2 of them. Take this out. Another one. And this is your regulator and your ASA assembly. Pull the whole assembly out. There's a little rod inside. Push it out, and the whole assembly come out. Now this whole trigger frame here is vacant, except the nut. We're going to use the nut, so we're going to take the nut out right here. All right, now this whole thing is vacant. You don't need anything in there anymore. Now we'll go back to this unit right here. So first we're going to do, we're going to drop this valve assembly down into the frame. We're going to put the regulator into the system here. We're going to put a nut back into the slot right there. And then you can put your screw in. All right, wrench it down, nice and firm. And there's one more on this side. Put a nut in. And then use something like a screw like this to stick it in and kind of center it out, so that way you put your screw in, it go and line up. Otherwise you have to kind of fight with that for alignment. So make it a little bit easier for the screw to go in when you do that. See, now just go straight right in. All right, now on the top right here, now the valve's ready. We're gonna put this into the trigger frame here, right there. This little hole. You don't have to, this pin right here, I'm gonna leave them out. Sometimes it aligns, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on kind of valve you have. It doesn't need to be in there. I'm gonna leave it out just like that right there. Next thing you do, you put in your valve assembly, just slide on the top right there. And then all you have to do now is just put in the screw, one here, wrench it in, and one in the middle. Run right through the body with the screw right here. Go down nice and tight. Next one right here. Now it's fully built. I'm leaving this out to test to make sure there's no leak. You can cycle the gun a couple times to make sure there's no problem before you do final assembly. Air tank. I'm gonna slide my valve forward. No leak. I'm gonna cycle the gun. Good to go. I'm gonna put the cover back on. Back cover. Barrel on. Now you can see that your gun is good to go. All right, dry fire a couple of times. So I have a magazine right here. I'm going to show you really quick how it shoots. A magazine, fully loaded, magazine in. The target right here. It works great on this setup. So now I'm going to show you really quick on how to build into the full body. Air out. The first one we're going to do is going to show you what comes with the kit when you want to build a full body like one of these tactical models right here. I'm going to show what comes with the kit. So when you get the tactical kit, you can get this body, you can get this new hopper cover, screws, top rail screws. This is the kit that you're going to get. If you want to get a handguard, you get the handguard and the barrel nut. From there, you can use your standard buttstock like this. Or if you want to use internal air, which is an air inside a buttstock like this, or another version with the straight version, you're going to get an air adapter. You're going to get a regulator assembly, and you get 2 air holes right here. So that's the kit that you're going to need if you want to run your air in the rear of the buttstock. So which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to show you how to install this air kit first before we go into the body. So the first thing we do, we're going to take the cover out and then remove this ASA adapter. All right, we'll take the 2 screw out. All right, take your ASA off, and then we'll take the regulator out. This is your regulator. We're going to transfer into the new adapter, which is this one right here. And then we're going to take these 2 nuts off. And this one off. And then we'll just use just one of them for the middle screw right here. Just one. We'll put one in around the center right there. We're going to take this regulator. We're going to use an air hose. Put it in. Push it in all the way in and pull it out. It will lock into place. And what you want to do is you want to feed through the buttstock behind the nut right here. Feed through the pistol grip behind the nut, and then into the gun assembly on the trigger frame right there, and then center it out with the nut, and then use one of the screw to put it in. That's all you need. Since it's only one single air hose, there's not much weight on it, so that's why you just need 1 screw. From there, get your ASA adapter, and that's it. What we're going to do is we're going to test it, making sure there's no leak in the adapter in the hose before we do a full assembly on that. If you want to do a test, this is the best way to do it. Air in. As you can see that there's no leak at this point at the fitting or inside the regulator. We know everything is good. Okay, gonna shoot a couple shots. Good to go. Gonna lock into place. And now we know everything's fully functional. Now we're gonna disconnect, and then we're gonna do a whole body build. It's a good test, so that way you can spot out any leak or any problem before you do a full build. We're gonna take this hose out. You can take it, see this little black part, pull it back, and then pull the hose out like this, just like that. In, go all the way in, it's fine. You pull it out, lock in the position, take it out, pull the black part off, and then pull the hose out. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the valve up and then transfer into this body. All right, first we're gonna do, remove the 2 screws in the body off. One screw in the middle, and then the one on the back. All right, now it's off. Okay, don't lose that seal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer this body assembly into this housing. So we're gonna have to take this valve cover or the hopper cover off right here. One screw on the left, one on the right. Okay, that's off. All right, barrel off. We also want to need to take this plastic part off too. Just use the same wrench. Stick it, take it off. There's a little screw right in the middle. All right, now it's out. This is what you need. Slide this whole assembly through the body all the way to the front right here. And see the little slot right there, right? Right on the top, exposed right there. This is where this goes. This goes right here. And from there, what you're gonna do is you're gonna feed this pin right through the body from the front. And it's gonna align right in the middle right there. So that means they're gonna keep everything into place. Right there, see how it goes right there? So you wanna go, gonna put a little screw in so that way it doesn't go too far to the back and make it offset my little hole in the back here. So I'm gonna put this in really quick. I'm gonna push the pin all the way through, and it stopped at that screw right there. Now you can see that it's in between the body and the screw. Take the screw off right here. See that right there? It's right in between the body. Next thing to do, we're gonna put a cover on. Remember I said that to keep the cover. Now we're gonna use it right there. Put a cover in, and then put the screw in. Over to the side, cover in, and then put the screw in. Right there. What I do now, we're gonna put the air through. So from this hose earlier where it tested that the hose is good, now we're gonna take this hose and feed through. There's a little hole right here. We're gonna feed right through up into the bridge right here. Right through the body. Now just like that. It's just feed right through. The hose what we're gonna do is the hose gonna feed through the trigger frame. Now the whole assembly. Put your seal back in. Right there. Put the seal in. Latch onto the body, just like this. Right there, just like that. Now we're gonna put the screw back in. One in the back right here. Bottle into it nice and tight. Gonna secure it down with this whole wrench. Get a little more leverage for it. All right, gonna tighten the middle one. Okay, so next one we're gonna do is gonna put the top rail on, which is this part right here. It goes right there, just like that. It just slide right in, and just align the two screws right in the middle. Put one in the front, and then one in the back. Use a wrench right here. All right, secure it down nice and tight. Now I'm gonna put the air valve back here. So put the hose in, just kind of feed it through nice and tight. And from there, just all you have to do is just kind of push it in, and then put the screw into the body. Use the longest screw that's provided for you. So you want to push it in at the same time as securing it down, so that way it can fall fitting through. All right, one screw there in the back, and then put the one in the middle. And put the back cover on. Snap it in, lock the position. Full built. In the front right there, use a wrench. It's just a little hole right here. Go right through. That will lock this adapter onto the body, and from there, your barrel nut right here, secure it down. Nice and tight. Use adjustable wrench, crescent wrench, whatever you have. Tight it down. Slide your handguard over. Align the rail to the top. Secure down the screws. Just lock it down to position right here. Nice and firm. Next thing you do, put in your barrel. Right there. If you want to use an air tank, you can use an air tank. If you're going to use this virgin buttstock, you can also use virgin buttstock as well. Take this assembly off, but you can use the air tank at the bottom, okay? This is the power buttstock. We're going to use it. That's easy to do. I'm going to show you really quick and find the lookup on this thing. Air tank on. If you have a buttstock like this one here, you can use this cam lever buttstock. Slide over this little lever right here. Lock your lever into position, nice and tight. That's it. Now you're full built right here. Real nice setup. You want to use box magazine? That's another option here. You can use a box magazine, which means that you're gonna be able to shoot a lot more rounds. That's a full build on your EMEK100, transferring your hopper gun into a mag-fed gun from basics into full build. All right, guys, if you have any question, comment, concern, visit our website, mcs.us.com, and it will support you. Thanks for watching.